What if the XRP millionaire dream is closer than you think or already slipping away? In 2025, the rules to becoming an XRP millionaire are shifting right under our noses. While headlines shout about overnight riches, the latest rich list data tells a different story. The amount needed to break into the top 10% of XRP holders has actually dropped again, even while the price holds steady. This means the so-called gateway to XRP wealth is now more accessible to regular investors than it was just a year ago. But here is the catch. This window might be narrowing fast as the market is flooded with new contenders and early movers cement their lead. According to a recent report from the cryptobasic.com, the threshold for the top 10% of XRP holders fell once more this September, making the millionaire milestone more achievable for those who act decisively. Meanwhile, Cointelegraph's deep dive into the 2025 rich list reveals that Ripple and its founders still dominate the top spots, but the middle tiers are in flux as new investors fight for market share. The risk? Missing a rare shot at generational wealth, or jumping in late with the wrong expectations while others quietly accumulate. The question is not just whether you can still make $1 million with XRP, but what it really takes to join the ranks before the next big wave. Let's pull back the curtain on the XRP rich list and see exactly how the millionaire threshold has changed in 2025 and what it means for ordinary investors now. Remember the jaw-dropping stories of early XRP millionaires? Could lightning really strike twice in the world of Ripple? Let's rewind. In the early days, XRP was the golden ticket. Back when prices were just fractions of a dollar, it only took a modest investment and some serious conviction to wake up as a crypto millionaire. Headlines celebrated overnight success stories, like the countless investors who saw their small XRP stashes explode in value during the wild bull runs of 2018 and 2021. As one recent article put it, XRP made millionaires, and now everyone's searching for the next 1000x crypto. But is that window truly closed? At the heart of these riches is what's known as the XRP Rich List, a public blockchain-powered leaderboard that shows exactly how much XRP you need to join the ranks of the wealthiest holders. Unlike secretive bank accounts, these lists are transparent, letting anyone see if they're close to the top 10% or even the fabled millionaire cutoff. As of 2025, the landscape looks radically different from the days when early adopters quietly scooped up tens of thousands of tokens. Now, the bar for entering the top tier has actually dropped. According to the latest Rich List update, the amount of XRP needed to hit the top 10% has fallen again, even with the price holding steady below $3. This means the millionaire status isn't as out of reach as it once was. For ordinary investors, becoming an XRP millionaire now requires fewer tokens than ever before. But here's the twist: the clock is ticking. New crypto contenders like the upstart token $GGs are luring investors away from XRP with promises of even bigger gains. As covered in recent news, XRP's millionaire-making era may be evolving, not vanishing, with more accessible entry points, yet it's also facing more competition than ever. Contrast this with the old-school approach to becoming a millionaire. According to recent reports, a record nearly 600,000 Americans have built million-dollar retirement accounts, mainly by playing the long game, steadily saving for more than 25 years, surviving market crashes, and letting compounding do its work. But with XRP and other cryptos, wealth can concentrate and shift at unprecedented speed, reshuffling the rich list in months or even days instead of decades. And let's not forget, the distribution of XRP is still surprisingly concentrated. In 2025, the richest addresses, think Ripple's corporate treasury and early founders, continue to hold a huge chunk of the supply. But the number of everyday investors in the top brackets is growing as the required holdings have declined, creating a rare window for new entrants. Here's the risk. If you're using outdated playbooks, you might miss out entirely. The millionaire bar has shifted, but so have the rules, and the next big leg up could come from unexpected corners, whether inside the XRP ecosystem or from a breakout rival. But what does it take right now to cross the threshold and join the new wave of XRP millionaires? Let's break down the numbers to see exactly where the bar sits today. What if the millionaire threshold for XRP is dropping? Not just because of fading hype, but because a rare window is opening for everyday investors. Miss this and you could be locked out of the next wealth surge. Or worse, buy in at the peak when it's too late to profit. Let's break down the data. The most recent XRP rich list reveals that the amount needed to join the top 10% of holders has fallen once again. This is not a fluke. It's the second time in just a few months that the bar has dropped, even as XRP's price stubbornly hovers near $2.95. On the surface, this might look like an open door for aspiring XRP millionaires. 12 months ago, you needed a much larger stash to climb into the elite ranks. Now, the threshold is noticeably lower. But before you pile in, ask yourself, what's really driving this shift? One key factor is market fatigue. The frenzy that once fueled XRP has faded, with early adopters quietly cashing out or hunting for the next hot project. The wild rush for quick profits is giving way to a more strategic, low-profile accumulation phase, what insiders call the stealth accumulation period. This reshapes who makes the rich list and how. But here's the micro hook. This isn't just about vanishing demand. It's about ownership becoming more dispersed, and that's where the stakes get real. Cointelegraph's analysis of the XRP rich list shows that while Ripple and a handful of mega whales still clutch massive holdings, smaller investors are steadily multiplying. This means regular people have a shot at seats at the table before the next big price move. So, how much XRP does it really take to chase that seven-figure dream now? Crypto analysts estimate that if XRP reaches $7, a target some say is possible by late 2030, you'd need just over 143,000 tokens to cross the $1 million line. At current prices, that's under $500,000, far less than what was needed in prior years. But the opportunity is double-edged. The danger is mistaking a falling threshold for weakness and bailing out now, only to watch XRP skyrocket once the whales finish accumulating. In crypto, thresholds often slide right before explosive rallies, as large holders quietly scoop up tokens and less committed investors step aside. The risk? Getting spooked at exactly the wrong moment. Meanwhile, the crypto scene is evolving fast. Fresh tokens and buzzy pre-sales are stealing the spotlight, while whales rapidly shift their holdings. The millionaire threshold could dip further, or reverse in a flash if demand snaps back. So the critical question, is this your once-in-a-decade chance to buy the dip? Or are you stepping into a well-laid trap before another shakeout? But there's one more twist most investors miss when watching the XRP rich list. To see it, we need to look beneath the surface, at the forces quietly shaping who wins and who loses in the next bull run. If XRP's millionaire path is changing, where's the next window? And how fast is it closing? Right now, the crypto game is evolving faster than ever. Just a year ago, XRP was considered one of the most attainable millionaire makers, but fresh competition is closing in. New tokens, like the latest Ethereum-based coin, trading for less than 0.003 of a dollar, have headlines claiming they could outpace even the top meme coins when it comes to minting new millionaires. Look at World Liberty Financial or the Pi Network. If Pi hits $2.60, some whales could become billionaires overnight. It's a clear sign. The hunt for the next big winner is intensifying, and XRP's window of easy gains may be shrinking by the day. Let's talk numbers. According to the latest XRP Rich List update, the amount you need to break into the top 10% of holders has dropped again, even though the price of XRP itself has barely moved. This means the bar for elite status is lower, but that window may not last long. As competition heats up, more investors are spreading bets across new projects that promise even bigger upside. High-profile XRP investors are sounding the alarm. One well-known XRP millionaire warns that under $3 could be the last chance for ordinary buyers to get in before a major price milestone. In fact, recent forecasts suggest XRP could surge to $7 by late 2030, so those still hesitating risk missing out on a possible last low entry point.
But here's the real risk: clinging to yesterday's hype while the richest lists and wealth windows move on. As Ethereum, Pi, and a parade of ultra-cheap tokens emerge, the crypto millionaire landscape is getting crowded, and the easy road with XRP may soon be gone. Savvy investors are already asking, is it time to pivot, diversify, or double down on XRP before it's out of reach?
So what does it take right now to actually hit 7 figures with XRP? And how do you avoid the classic mistake of chasing old trends while new ones pass you by? Let's break down the precise numbers, timelines, and practical steps to maximize your chance of making the list while the door is still open. Up next, let's get practical with real calculations and a step-by-step look at what you need to do if you still aim for XRP millionaire status. So what would you actually need to do today to cross the fabled XRP millionaire line? Let's cut through the wishful thinking and look at the numbers and strategies that work in 2025. First, one crucial shift. The amount of XRP needed to join the top 10% of holders has dropped again according to the latest Rich List updates. This means the door is now open wider for ordinary investors, but it will not stay open forever. A crypto expert recently broke it down with simple math. At today's price, just under $3 per XRP, hitting the $1 million mark would require accumulating roughly 350,000 XRP. But if you expect XRP to reach $7 by late 2030, that millionaire target shrinks to about 145,000 coins. Calculate your own target by dividing your millionaire dollar goal by your personal price prediction for XRP. But before you start stacking, remember, the biggest risk is overcommitting during FOMO. Many new investors panic buy at the wrong time and end up stuck if the price stalls, while others hesitate so long they miss the last affordable window. As one seasoned XRP millionaire put it, anything below $3 may be the last real chance to build a life-changing stack, so timing is everything. Build your position in manageable steps. Dollar cost averaging, buying set amounts at regular intervals, can smooth out the wild price swings. Set clear stop losses and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. The most successful XRP investors ride out the volatility, avoid emotional trades, and adjust their plans as the market shifts. Ultimately, realistic wealth in XRP is about planning, patience, and protecting your capital. The millionaire mark is moving, and the people who get there are those who adapt now. But what if you are just starting out, or you have far less than 100,000 XRP? Let's break down the real-world scenarios for smaller investors and what could move the goalposts next. Before you look away, consider the current XRP window could cost you a shot at a fortune. The blueprint is right here for anyone willing to move with purpose, but hesitation could be expensive. So is the XRP millionaire path just a myth? The reality, while instant riches are rare, the door for ordinary investors is wider now than it has been in years. Data reveals that the amount required to join the XRP Rich List has dropped, even as prices remain flat, meaning the threshold for elite status is lower than it was just a short time ago. But beware, news about overnight millionaires is mostly noise. Wild bets and wishful thinking rarely pay off. Experts agree, a methodical approach, steady accumulation, and careful attention to market cycles are what separate real winners from those left on the sidelines. This window is closing fast. With new coins challenging XRP and possible price surges ahead, its run as an accessible millionaire maker might be ending. If you wait too long, the cost to join the top ranks could leap beyond reach, turning today's chance into tomorrow's regret. So what now? First, be honest about your risk tolerance. Second, build a plan. Do not chase hype. Remember, most fortunes, including those held by hundreds of thousands of Americans with seven-figure retirements, are built over years, not overnight.
In the end, the line between seizing a rare opportunity and always wondering what if comes down to taking calculated action now. The roadmap is in your hands. Whether you use it before the next market move is up to you.
If this blueprint resonates, dig deeper into the data and insights we've explored. Your next step could define your financial future.